Hi, welcome to another Rambling Rector session. Hopefully you can hear me. It's difficult to tell on this phone whether or not anything is really happening, but we don't have midday prayers today, so I thought it was probably about time I did another Rambling Rector moment. Here I am at St. John's. We're all set up for our first physically distanced wedding. But I promised, well, not so much promised, but said I'd probably do some Jesus stuff. And I want to talk a little bit about why the Jesus stuff is important for us. Even as progressive Christians, there's a lot of talk about how we see Jesus, how we understand Jesus. And although I don't go for the false dichotomy that C.S. Lewis said, you've either got to accept Jesus is mad or he's the Son of God, even if we don't take that as the only way to understand Jesus, there is something about the way the church has talked about and the way the church knew and knows Jesus in our life together. So, if someone asks me what's the most important thing about faith, I would say Jesus. I would say it's about the community of Christ being gathered together and with an understanding of this is the one whom we follow. The early church really struggled with how to express who Jesus was, and that's what I want to talk about for a second. Something which we technically call incarnational theology, which is a fancy name of talking about what happened when God became Jesus. And that's ultimately what we believe. There are lots of fancy words, lots of fancy theological words about how Jesus remains fully divine and fully human. In the more maybe exclusive language that is often used, it's often Son of God and Son of Man, or I would say Word of God and Human One, which is the translation that the New Revised Standard Version gives of the traditional title Son of Man. And the idea was that the church was trying really hard to balance the divinity which those who knew Jesus saw within him and the full humanity. It wasn't God sort of wearing a human skin. I don't know if you've seen the movie Men in Black, but the bad guy in that basically kind of grabs someone's skin, an alien who grabs someone's skin and puts on this skin for the entirety of the movie, an Edgar skin. It's not like that. God is not on a kind of away day visiting Earth. In Jesus, God meets us where we are in our full humanity and affirms that full humanity. We use words like homoousios, that Jesus and God are of the same substance. We talk about the hypostatic union, the perfect combination of human and divine that you find in the person of Jesus Christ. There is, at the end of all of our conversations, one thing that comes out clearly, and that is that in Jesus Christ, God was somehow present in a way that we have been unable to discern or tie down. God is, the divine is in the shape of humanity in Jesus Christ. Not just looking like, but actually is this reality. And the reason for that is, in doing this, God enters into our lives, our world, in a unique way, a way that allows God to know and to feel, to be something different. And those of us who follow Jesus are still excited about this idea that somehow the divine is made present and that the divine is somehow affected by this becoming and being human. St. Gregory Nazianzus sums it up for me with this wonderful quote in, I think, refutation of Cyril of Jerusalem. Cyril of Jerusalem believed that Jesus was more human, more divine than human. He kind of walked an inch or two off the floor and didn't need to go to the toilet and didn't eat or anything like that. And that heresy, that misunderstanding, is often called Docetism, D-O-C-E-T-ism. And that was strongly refuted by the early church. And St. Gregory Nazianzus says, that which has not been assumed is that which cannot be healed. or redeemed, depending on your translation. So the idea that in becoming human, somehow God brings healing, offers healing, welcomes us into wholeness and healing. And so I have no hesitation in saying I believe Jesus to be fully human and fully divine, an expression of the divine unlike anything else, anyone else I have ever seen. And I continue to be excited 40 years into this journey in following and learning about Jesus. There's a lot of stuff about what he did that we hear about as we go on through the Gospels, the stories of Jesus. But there's this heart of God reaching out and being human that to me carries me on in this living, vibrant and dynamic faith. I'm sure there'll be some more stuff to say about Jesus, and please do have these conversations in the comments or get in touch with me. There's a contact form on the website, stjohnthedivine.bc.ca. There is so much we could unpack, and I could give you a whole load of book recommendations, both academic and somewhat more accessible, one would hope. Thank you for watching. The rector continues to ramble. I thought I would actually move around the church as I was just getting things ready, or making sure our wonderful, helpful Chuck, who looks after our verduring, had put everything just where we needed it, and indeed he has, so very grateful for that work. And I thought I'd let you see a little bit more of this beautiful place in which we worship and gather as community. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your day.